Welcome all, and welcome Mr. Barry Peatling to the Barry Peatling Football Show.
And welcome to you, Colin Sutcliffe, and all my viewers around the world and interstate. It's a very, very cold, wet, rainy day in Chelsea. The heat has been on my house since 11 o'clock this morning. I'm not a sook.
No, well, that's the rumour, that you're not a sook. But it is cold, especially cold. When I say it's cold, wet and windy, then it is.
Well, it's 4 degrees outside.
It is, freezing. Now, before we get into the big game, the Mornington-Chelsea game.
Oh, a big game. Not much to talk about today, but we'll talk about it.
And all the Richmond updates.
Oh! Give it PH, keep tuned about the Tigers, yeah.
We've got something to talk about yesteryear. You're going to show us this, Barry.
This is when we, the last home and away game at Dimboola in the early 60s. Peatling and Morgan got the headlines there.
Peatling Morgan star in ruck win.
Peatling kicked 7 goals straight. Ian Morgan kicked 6 goals 1. We kicked 19 goals 5 for the day, Colin.
And it says you were fast and fit. True?
We were very fit. We were miles above. We won the flag that year in early 60s by 10 goals. Won the grand final by 10 goals.
Right.
That's how good we were. And Morgan finished on top of the goal kicking, and I finished second. And there's the goal kickers there.
Got Barry Peatling. 7
straight.
Ian Morgan 6. Northcote 2. We got 3 votes.
Peatling got there's votes down here.
Yep. And we got Peatling, Morgan, and Dunlop.
Peatling, Robert Dunlop played the rest of them.
Played very good.
And there's a goal kicking. That's when I finished. That was 2 games to go. Before I finished 1 behind Ian Morgan with 60. Trevor Gilmore, we went past him and he finished 3rd at the finish, but Ian Morgan won it and I ran 2nd in the Women's League goal kicking.
Very good.
Excellent. Very good, I say. It's extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
4 forward in a row finished top in
the same team.
Same team, yeah.
Wow.
Still a record. The 60 goals I kicked that year.
Yeah, it's still a record.
Never been broken. 50 years.
Wow. Exceptional.
60 goals. Yeah, not too many. Lee Matthews or. Which is NFL, Milne kicked more than those goals, but up in the Women's League, it's still a record for the viewers.
Well, there you go, viewers. That's yesteryear. Now let's get into the big game, Chelsea versus Mornington. Well, tell us, Barry, about the ground and conditions.
Well, I'll tell you a very quick summary of the ground, which I told you probably the last 2 or 3 years about the Manalised ground. It's the worst ground to watch a game of football in the competition.
Worst game.
I'll say something about some other grounds after too, but Manalised, you cannot see the end of the ground from where we're standing. It's a joke. But enough said about that. I'll say some more about that later.
Conditions?
The perfect conditions, yeah.
Lovely day. Not too bad. Any changes, Barry? Yes,
out was Eliza. Say something about him later. And Matty Gardner. I think Matty Gardner was. I'm not sure. I think he was. But incoming was Civi, Finnamore, Odell, and Smout.
Right. So.
Who should have.
Smouty's pretty good.
Well, it wasn't too good on Saturday, I can tell you now. I mean, he's been playing with Frankston seconds.
Oh, right. So
he's a star.
That's a good team. It's a good team. So, let's get into the game then, Barry. Let's talk about the first half for starters.
Yeah, the first quarter, they just blew us away straight away.
Bang.
Straight away.
See you later.
Bang. This Van Unen, U-N-E-N, it must be Dutch. He is, I'll say something about him later. He kicked 4 goals in the first quarter. We kicked... there's not much to summarise in the first quarter. We were 2-1 to 7-1 in the first quarter.
5 goals.
And the second quarter was a little bit better for Chelsea. We kicked 3 goals.
Right.
But we only kicked another goal after that half time.
Okay, very disappointing.
But we had a lot of passages, Colin, in the first half. Toddy Gardner was playing a lone hand with Brad Clark.
Okay.
Nearly all day.
So it was all 3/4 time or half time? Half
time. We were 5-3 to them, 10-4, which was
close-ish.
5 goals.
Close-ish. So still some hope. So that led us...
Well, it was. We were starting to man up and get on, contesting in the balls, but then Eliza just took over, kicked...
3/4 time or in the 33?
They kicked 6-3...
Or 8-3.
Wait a minute.
Oh, we were 6-3, yeah.
Wait a minute. I wrote this down. The third quarter was 6. We were 6-3 and they were 17-6. They kicked about 8 goals in that quarter.
Oh,
7 goals to 2, yeah. But the last quarter they just
romped away.
They kicked 5-10 and we just wasn't there, Colin. It was the biggest was like a disgrace. I call it, that's putting it very mildly, that we only kicked, if they would have kicked straight...
We kicked nothing in that last quarter.
Nothing. If they would have kicked straight, they would have won by 30 goals. They kicked 22-22. I wrote it down there. They kicked 5-10 in the last quarter.
Wow.
To us, 2 points, wasn't it?
I've got 22-20. They kicked 11 points in the last quarter. 152-39. We've got nothing.
We got nothing in the last quarter. I mean, that is... We've had 2 thrashings like that in the last 3 weeks.
It says here Van Unen got 11 goals.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I told you before.
Dominated.
Anyway, but he's...
so that was the final score. A bit devastating.
He kicked 11 goals and took about 13 marks. We had 3 players on him once up time.
Is he a big
Jason
guy?
Clark, Rory Grigg. Look, there's about 4 or 5 players in our side didn't have a possession.
Wow.
And about 3 or 4 had about 1 or 2 possessions.
2 passengers.
There's only 2 fellas really had a go on Saturday. I'll tell you about that later.
Okay, let's get into the goal kickers then, Barry.
Toddy Gardner kicked 2 brilliant goals. Addo kicked 1. Matty Baxter kicked 1. Thomas kicked 1. And Harrington kicked, it was his first game, I think. He kicked a lovely goal.
Very good. Give us your group of best players, Barry.
Best players, Colin, were very hard to find.
Yes, okay. You had to get the microscope out.
Yeah, it was Toddy Gardner and Brad Clark stood out. Jacko tried hard. Stuart Brook tried hard.
Yep.
I'm saying tried hard, emphasising tried hard.
Yes.
But the rest had a very, very ordinary day. As I said before, about at least 4 or 5 players of Chelsea didn't have a possession. And 3 or 4 might have had 2 or 3 possessions. We done that happened about 6 weeks ago. Remember I told you that?
Yeah.
It's not good.
Very average.
And of course the coach had a virus the night before, shouldn't have played. He played a quarter and come off. I mean, we're not playing as a team, Colin. There's no coordination at all. There's no system at all. We're going out to get the kick and kick it with...
Just schoolyard stuff.
It's just not good to watch.
Schoolyard stuff.
It's just if they would have kicked straight, they would have won by 30 goals.
Yeah. Let's get the votes then. 1 vote.
1 vote. It was very hard to find any votes apart from the top 2, but 1 vote I give to Jacko for trying very hard.
Yep. So 1 vote to Jacko for trying. 2 votes.
2 votes to, but they were too strong in the ruck too.
Yep.
2 votes to Bradley Clark, who busted his guts out again.
Yep. Top effort.
And of course Toddy Gardner.
3 votes.
Really and truly, this game he played on Saturday, Colin, he's played a lot of good games this year, but he had probably nearly 30 possessions, and he was bashed about 3 or 4 times as usual. No one's protecting him.
All they do is just man up on him or tag him out of the game.
At least 3 fellas tag him all day, Colin, and he wiped them all off like he did last week.
Right.
Toddy Gardner, you are a superstar, mate, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if Frankson might get him back to Frankson next year.
Okay.
We'll try and get him back to Frankson. He's just that far ahead of it. Of course, but Bradley Clark, he played an amazing game too.
Yeah.
As I said last week, has he ever played a bad game?
No.
Ordinary game, no. Well done, Bradley, too.
Just give us your highlights package then, Barry.
Well, the highlights were, as I just mentioned, Toddy Gardner, he played a lone hand all day. Him and Bradley Clark was the highlight of the game, apart from Van Uren. We had 3 fellas on him.
Yeah.
Jason Clark was trying to do his best, and so was Rory Grigg, but he was just... I've never seen a fella take so... When he took a mark, they just stuck. You know when people go from that sort of half shoulder?
Well, yes.
Bang!
Stuart Lowlight.
And he'd be in the middle of the pack, and he'd come, look, next thing, he'd come down on the ball. He's just... Van Uren. He's got...
It's good to watch players like that.
Well, not when you're...
Yeah, it's still...
it's not really good
for a football purist. You love watching players like that.
He had 72 before last week, and now he's got 83.
Yeah.
And there's how many games to go? 4? 5?
4, I think, yeah.
When was the last time he kicked 100 goals? Simon Goosey?
Yeah, I think so.
That'll be 10.
Yeah.
He'll kick 100 goals for sure.
Yeah.
And he's not that big. I look at him, went out in the ground 3/4 time, I thought, how's he taken all these? He must be tall. He's about your size.
Right, just about 6 foot.
Collingwood's 6 footer, which is around about 5'10".
Hey, I'm 6 foot, mate.
But when he
184.
when he went going for the marks, he's like me. Beg your pardon, not me. But when I used to take him out, 1 gram. But he'd be in the middle of a pack. The next thing he'd come down with the mark. You're a superstar, Van Uren, or whatever they call himself.
And so, any more highlights?
No, that's what I had. He's a freak. Yeah, 82 goals. It was an exhibition for the crowd, I can tell you, especially for me.
Just a couple more comments on a couple of players.
Yeah, look, we're sadly missing. I was talking to Stewie on Saturday and Nice. We're sadly missing those two. They are our mainstays in the back line, those two fellas. And Stewie might be back next week. Nice might be back too, but we're sadly missing you, Nice and Stewie. I tell you now. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see how they go next week.
Well, next week's at Mornington. We've got at least 4 games that are away. We had 4 games home earlier.
Yeah, I think they had a few home games, but
in a row.
But maybe as we come home, we might.
Now we played Pines away the following week. I think we might have the last game at home.
Yes. Anyway, okay. So that's it for the local footy. What about Richmond, Barry? How good are they?
Well,
any good?
What did I say last week, Colin? Everyone's saying, they'll fix up, they'll destroy Richmond.
Give them a 30 point.
And I said last week, we always play well against Hawthorn. PH, I told you last week I had some money. I won $200 on. And would you believe I was 3 goals away from winning $450. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I took Richmond to win by 36 points and over. And I got 31 to 1.
You're pretty confident.
Well, in the first quarter, 3 goals to nothing.
Yeah. But I wouldn't,
Well,
I knew they were always going to come back. Good teams always come back.
But I did win. I told all the fellows around people I know down the footy club that Richmond would beat Hawthorn, and they did.
So it's your shout this week?
Yeah, I'll be shouting the whole bar. But PH now, I'll tell you what, I think Footscray might have gone in front of Richmond percentage after yesterday's game. Is that right?
Richmond went behind on the ladder. Now they're 6th.
Yeah, but they're only about 2% behind.
Yeah, 8%. But that was a game that shows that possibly
Footscray's a good side, I tell you.
Possibly you're thinking premiership at the moment now.
I'm not thinking about that at all.
Saying the P word.
I'm thinking about number 4 in the top 4.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Well,
real possibility.
We're playing Adelaide, then we play. We're playing Adelaide next week. That's enough. But is that in Adelaide too?
I think it is in Adelaide. I'll get back to you.
We'll beat them. We always go well over there.
They're going pretty well, aren't they?
Who do they play after that?
I'll give the update. Maybe you can get the Cheerios underway, and I'll get you the updates as we speak. So give us some Cheerios, Barry.
You've got that camera on there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Cheerios. We've got Cheerios to Annie and Carl. They no blackouts this week, which is a world record.
No blackouts. Yep.
Felicia and her mum. Hope you've been watching this video, Felicia. I've given you a mention every week. Hope you've been watching it.
Yeah, she's not been coming to the games, has she?
We've been playing away, that's why, but we're playing at Mornington. She would be going to Mornington, but I think the following week we'll play at home, but I'll keep you informed.
So you can get the updates.
Stuart Brook and his wife Terry and little Marley. Stuart Brook, he played a fair game in the ruck, but they kept taking him off. I don't know why they take him off for, because he's a big boy. He was telling me after the game, he said, I'll watch your video, so I'll give his Cheerio. So there you are, that's his Cheerio. Stewie?
That's for you.
Of course, Mari in the Philippines with her daughters, Nicole, May and herself, they loved it. We've got a reply back last week, that's all, they love it. So to you, Mari and your daughters, hope you enjoy the video this week too. And PH, Shandy and Carlos, I told you about a minute ago about the Tigers Phil, I did win, and actually I won $250.
Wow.
That's pretty good, wasn't it? Yeah. Very nice. So keep following PH. I'm pretty sure we'll finish the top 4 now.
Yeah, I'll just give you the last 5 games.
For Richmond?
Adelaide, away.
We've got to have some weak sides.
Adelaide away, Gold Coast at home.
That's a win, yeah.
Collingwood.
Oh, that's a win.
Essendon.
That's a win.
North Melbourne.
I'll win the last 5 games. How many won in a row have we won?
Few. No, you lost the week before to Fremantle.
We won.
So it's 1 in a row.
No, we won 8 out of the last 9 games, I think.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So you got a pretty good run home. You got 1 bottom team and the rest middle of the road teams.
Well, actually, we play better against the top sides, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we'll wipe them out.
So you could win...
Abbott's finished.
You at least won. You've got a chance of winning every of those last 5 games.
Well, Abbott's not playing for the Gold Coast.
He's finished, yep. Essendon are gone.
And we can get a bit of percentage.
And you can play Collingwood,
I'll tell you what,
North Melbourne.
I'll give you a little bit of tip. I think Mr. James Hurd won't be coaching next year.
Yeah, possibly.
No, I reckon he's gone.
Could be.
Figures of stuff about him anyway.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're football commentators, so the public want to know.
Well, he was a champion footballer, but he's...
We need to inform
our
opinions.
And I'll talk about opinions there. Mrs. Battle Axe Bishop, she's got the flick. Thank God, I hate that woman. I think there's about 2 million people who hate her as much as I do too. She's got the flick anyway. It's gone. Thank God for that Bishop. You are a dead set drop kick, I tell you. So that was really...
All about Cheerios? That's all?
Yeah, I got Millie Cheerios. There's Stewie Brook here. He was parked next to me, next to my car after the game.
Wow, there you go.
I'm telling him what I thought about the game. Now we've got to get. I'll tell him Snake. We've got to get at least 3 big fellas who can play next year.
Yeah.
3.
Key.
We must have plenty of money now. We haven't been paying much for players this year, so we should have a nice little bank there, shouldn't we? If I win Tatch Lotto, I'll buy myself.
Bankroll.
I will. Yep. I'll set up my own little group and get. Some of the recruits we've been recruiting the last few years, they're not worth the duty stamp.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go and look at players to recruit, you've got to have a little bit of knowledge if they're going to be able to, don't you think so?
I think so.
Anyway, that's up to the Chelsea Footy Club and
see how they go.
Yeah. So we're nearly finished there or not? Well, that's all for me today.
That's goodbye for me.
Goodbye for me. We'll see you all next week. Bye bye.
Get caught in the middle, so you're better off sitting in front of him, and then if we win the footy, then you bolt out the open side, get the switch. So no, if you win it on a half-back flank or in a back pocket, Clarkie's going to be on the opposite side. Okay, let's use him. Let's switch because that's where our number is. That's where our spare is. There's no point winning the footy here and then just looking straight down the line because what's down there? They're spare. Like we spoke about, like we trained. Let's fucking switch. Just be there, mate, okay? And then run. Use your pace. Take a bounce. Go down the wing. But you're doing a good job. Just sitting in front of him. Dano? Yep. Much easier when there's someone in front of you. Yep. Let's be talking to him, okay? Jay, keep working, mate. Yep. Good goal down there. Where was that? Harps. Yeah, Hutto. Just have a run up in the wing, mate.
That was a perfect example of how we want to use it. Like, kick down the line to Jace on the boundary line. Jace immediately looks inboard. Hit Smouty. Smouty looks inboard.
Fantastic.
They want you to keep kicking it down the line along the boundary. If you can bring it back in, but it's got to be quick if you can.
Yeah.
The quicker the decision, the better it is, because they're trying to flood back. They're not exactly picking you up. So that's why you cut them. You cut them the same way that they're trying to cut up.
Yeah, exactly.
Last week.
How'd Jay go up forward last week? Well, how did he go up forward in that second half of that quarter? Really good. So let's use him. Let's look for him. And great kick inside, mate. Okay? That's what we want. It breaks them up. Breaks them open. So, Toddy, keep working. Okay? Getting a stack of it. You getting paid? No. Just keep working, okay? Benny, as I spoke about, in and under, mate. Fantastic. And Snouty, use your leg, mate, okay? A couple of times where it's been smothered, your kick, so just...
If he's not going to come, you're going to have to run the risk of cutting down in and off. If they use him, they use him. If that happens, then go and I'll make a call on that, alright? So you just play the game that Goose wanted you to do, sit in front of Goose Newton to help out Jay. And then to get that runaway like we did last time, alright? You know, you guys are all working hard doing something. Ours, you need a bit more. Smouty, a bit more from you too. Alright, Toddy, when you need a break, just with Jay forward, run a 3-way yellow. Benny, Dano and Box, just a 3-way forward on the yellow. So work 5 or 6 minutes and have a break. Just keep working out amongst yourselves. Okay? But when you're resting, don't get sucked too high. That's the key. Don't get sucked too high. So we're just going to run 1 back rather than 8 back. It's simple as that. You can see what's going on there. Look, just coming close. Everyone coming close and just think about what Goo was saying here. You know, footy's a strange game. 1 quarter you're up, 1 quarter you're down. But what you've got to do is commit yourself to this one last quarter, okay? Everyone needs to play their role and lift in this last quarter. You've got to feel something in your fucking guts, right? No more goals for them and 5 or 6 for us.
Come on.
Just commit to it, alright? Believe it. believe you can do it. Drive yourself. If you're fucked, we'll take you off. Alright? You've got to believe this, guys. Don't accept defeat. Create the outcome that you want by having a great last quarter. Kicking 5 or 6 goals as a team.
Celebrate it.
You've got to believe it though. You've got to believe you can do it, and then you make it happen. You make it happen.
All right? Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Come on, boys, come on.